Retail NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
It's Friday, June 7, 2013 on the Golden Rock. Good evening, I am Versely Kutar and this is CTC News broadcasting live from CTC Studios at Stations Mall. In tonight's headlines, Joint Policy Response to Children's Rights Report, Advanced Training for Weights and Measures Inspectors in Slatia, Local Market at Wilhelmina Park. Details in local news right after a word from our sponsors.
You're watching CTC TV, bringing you the best in news, local shows, movies, music videos, live shows, animation, and much, much more. Don't miss CTC TV. Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at CT Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At City Creativity there are two options. Option 1, our basic prints which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
CTC News, sponsored by Retail NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
The Dutch ministries will formulate a joint response to the report of the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, on children's rights in Bonaire, Sint-Eustatius, and Saba before the summer vacation. Dutch Minister of Home Affairs and Kingdom Relations, Ronald Plasterk, announced this during a policy debate on the future of the kingdom with the first chamber of the Dutch Parliament, the Senate, on Tuesday. At the end of the debate, Senator Peter Esther of the Christian Union presented a motion in which he asked the Dutch government to draft a structural action program to improve children's rights in the Caribbean Netherlands. Plasterk recommended the Senate to postpone the motion until the Ministries of Home Affairs and Kingdom Relations, BZK, Safety and Justice, VNJ, Education, Culture and Science, OCW, Social Affairs and Labor, SNW, and Public Health, Wellbeing and Sports had drafted their joint policy response to UNICEF's Kingdom Children. Children's Rights in the Dutch Caribbean report on the Caribbean Netherlands. The minister said that the Dutch government was responsible for children's rights in Bonaire, Sint-Eustatius, and Saba, as these islands are part of the Netherlands. However, The Hague is not responsible for children's rights in the autonomous countries Aruba, Curaçao, and Sint Maarten, he added. He said that he would discuss the findings of the children's rights study with the prime ministers of the three countries when he meets with them next week. According to Plasterk, some children's issues like education and health care are doing well on the island, but some things are not, like physical and sexual abuse, domestic violence, neglect, poverty, unhealthy lifestyle, and lack of free time activities. I cannot solve these things with one measure. There is often a pattern, for example, in abuse cases, that needs to be broken. That task will take time, he said. He said that a cultural change had to be also implemented whereby it is not simply accepted that a man, after fathering a child, just walks away from his responsibility. Senator Esther was not satisfied with Plasterk's response. Things are just not going well for a group of youngsters. What are you concretely going to do? Do you have a plan to tackle this besides a well-meant response from the ministries? The minister promised he took the matter very serious. The UNICEF reports are on the agenda of a 2-hour debate that the second chamber of the Dutch Parliament will have with Minister Plasterk on June 26. The debate was requested by Member of Parliament Madeleine van Torenburg of the Christian Democratic Party and Gert-Jan Segers of the Christian Unie Party. Verispec Netherlands has organized a practical training on St. Eustatius for this week on the calibration of measuring and weighing equipment for the staff of the Economic Department of the public entities of St. Eustatius and Saba. Dutch calibrated measuring instruments were offered to St. Eustatius. The purpose of the training is to give staff practical experience with the calibration and the provided equipment. Focus is on the calibration of gasoline pumps and scales in the shops, the pharmacy, the airport, and at the slaughterhouse. Truck scales in the port and at the customs will be dealt with. The practical training will be offered in the same way next week on Bonaire to the employees of the Directorate Toezicht en Handhaving. They will also handle the water installation and the scales in the hospital. Subjects covered include the availability, storage, and management of the equipment, performing calibration, recalibration and controls under supervision, building a database, informing entrepreneurs about legal obligations and monitoring, advising entrepreneurs when buying new measuring instruments, setting up procedures for dealing with objections and complaints. The Weights and Measure Act of BES contains rules for measuring instruments used in trade, such as the requirements with which the instruments must comply or the conditions under which they may be used. The main goals of the Weight and Measures Act of BES are protect consumers, increase the confidence in measuring instruments, suggesting conditions for fair trade, and ensure legal certainty. Green and ripe bananas, pumpkin, squash, yams, tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, and coconuts were just some of the list of fresh produce on sale today at the Wilhelmina Park from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The usual vendors came out to the bi-monthly local market to sell what they have harvested over the past 2 weeks. A noticeable decline in the number of vendors has become evident in comparison to the initial stages of the market and last year when one could hardly find room in the park. Coming up next in regional news, best feature by a Caribbean journalist at the CTO Travel Media Awards. New cabinet will take office today. Details in regional and later international news right after a word from our sponsors.
The greatest gift of all.
Education is the #1 driving force in a successful future. But great parenting prepares a child for the challenges to come and motivates any child to accomplish and succeed. Be your child's role model and be the best parent you can be. Learn great parenting guides and strategies at www.parenting.org.
Beyond the children.
Motivate and educate.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making.
Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at CT Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At CT Creativity there are 2 options. Option 1, our basic prints which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
CTC News, sponsored by UTEL NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Welcome back, and now for our regional news and international news for this evening. The Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, recognized travel journalists covering the region at the CTO Media Awards luncheon at Caribbean Week in New York. The luncheon, held at the New Yorker Hotel on Thursday, 6th of June, was sponsored by Trinidad and Tobago. After brief remarks from the Trinidad and Tobago Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Stephen Cardis, CTO Secretary General Hugh Riley presented the following award to well-deserving travel journalists in front of a packed audience of tourism ministers, directors, and other dignitaries from the Caribbean, industry executives, and other well-regarded journalists. No Anansi Story won Best Feature by a Caribbean journalist, Rikisha St. Louis of Grenada Broadcasting Network, for her broadcast feature on St. Eustatius entitled St. Eustatius, the Caribbean's Hidden Treasure, broadcasted on the Caribbean Media Corporation's Carib Vision. The CTO Travel Media Awards entries were judged by a team of public relations and journalism experts, including head judge Ellen Tashi Frissen, an associate professor at Hofstra University. Further in regional news, Curaçao's new political cabinet was scheduled to be sworn in today on Friday. The incoming ministers are to be administered the oath of office by interim governor Adele van der Pluim Vrede at 4 p.m. in Fort Amsterdam. The second government of the PS PIS PNP Solvaran coalition replaces the transition Hodge cabinet consisting of non-politicians who were appointed effective January for 3 to 6 months to take urgent measures regarding health and pension reforms as well as public finances, in particular the budgetary instruction issued by the Kingdom Council of Ministers. Former Parliament Chairman Ivar Ashes is the new Prime Minister. His party retained 2 members of the Hodge cabinet, namely Minister of Health, Nature and the Environment Ben Whiteman and Minister of Education, Science, Culture and Sports Rubina Bitorina. PS did not replace Minister of Social Development, Labor and Well-being Sherwin Josefa with Jean-Marie Francisca and Minister Plenipotentiary in The Hague, Roy Peters, with Maveline Wills, sister of the recently murdered party leader Helmin Wills. PIS hung on to Justice Minister Nelson Navarro and Minister of Administration, Planning and Service Etienne van der Horst, but replaced Economic Development Minister Steve Martina with Stanley Pallam. PNP and independent parliamentarian Glenn Solvaran also kept Minister of Transport, Traffic and Spatial Planning Earl Balborda and Finance Minister Jose Jardim, respectively. In international news this evening, new vaccine drives Africa meningitis sharply down. Case numbers in Africa's meningitis season this year were the lowest in 10 years thanks to a cheap new vaccine designed to treat a type of the disease common in the so-called meningitis belt, the World Health Organization said on Thursday. The vaccine, called Men-Afrivac, was developed with funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, specifically for use against meningitis A, a type which causes regular epidemics in Africa. Detailing data for January 1st to May 12th, the United Nations Health Agency said that just under 9,250 meningitis cases, including 857 deaths, were reported in 18 of the 19 African countries under enhanced surveillance of meningitis. Epidemics of meningitis A occur regularly in Africa's meningitis belt, a band of 26 countries stretching from Senegal to Ethiopia, and are particularly devastating to children and young adults. Bacterial meningitis, known as meningococcal meningitis, is a serious infection of the thin lining surrounding the brain and spinal cord. It can cause severe brain damage and is fatal in 50% of cases if untreated. According to the non-profit Meningitis Vaccine Project, MVP, which helped develop the Men-Afrivac vaccine, the seasonal outbreak of meningitis across sub-Saharan Africa in 2009 infected at least 88,000 people and killed more than 5,000. The World Health Organization said the falling numbers this year were due to the introduction of the newly developed vaccine. Men Afrivac costs just 50 US cents a dose and has been progressively introduced in Africa since 2010, starting in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Coming up next, your 3-day weather forecast. Stay tuned for weather updates after the break.
CT Creativity, known to many as CTC, has gone global. CTC TV and CTC Radio can be viewed and heard from any part of the world. Just visit www.ctcreativity.com and go to CTC TV to watch live or CTC Radio to listen live. Get more involved by interacting with your TV and radio hosts with live chat rooms. You can also view the latest trending videos, CTC News, take part in polls, vote for the top songs or videos, and much more. www.ctcreativity.com. www.ctcreativity.com. Share it with the world. Share it with the world. Share it with the world. Share it with the world.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
And now for your 3-day weather forecast. We will begin on Station Sabre. Tonight, Friday, June 7th, late showers with temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 40% chances of rain with the winds east at 16 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Saturday, June 8th, scattered showers, temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 40% chances of rain with the winds east at 15 miles per hour. On Sunday, June 9th, scattered showers, temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% chances of rain with winds east at 18 miles per hour. And now for weather conditions over the next few days on St. Martin. Tonight, Friday, June 7th, late showers, temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% chances of rain with the winds east-southeast at 12 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Saturday, June 8th, scattered showers, temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% chances of rain with the winds east-southeast at 11 miles per hour. Finally, on Sunday, June 9th, scattered showers, temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% chances of rain with winds east-southeast at 13 miles per hour. And that was it for our news stories for this evening. Thanks again for joining us. This has been another edition of CTC News Live. We will be back on Monday with more on what's making the news at home, in the region, and internationally. Join us again after the weekend, but until then, do have a good one.